you're also gonna destroy your brother's confidence. So not only are you cheating on your girlfriend in Metropolis, why? Because he got taken to the Fortress of Solitude on a mother effing school day. Very weird.
T3 Media.
Well, prepare yourself, members of Metropolis. This is episode 2. This is the recap for Superman and Lois. This episode was entitled Heritage. Now, I'm just going to give a quick little recap of the show, give my little thoughts on it. Episode 1 started off like an HBO Max level, and it seems like it's starting to slowly dip into a CW-ish. It's like it's easing into the pool. At first, it felt like a big ass cannonball dive into the water, into the ocean. But now it's like let's just ease in there. Now we're getting all comfortable with the bubbles and the champagne now of the CW-ness of it. That first episode, man, that came out of nowhere. It was like it was like the writers were smoking something nobody ever heard of, hadn't been invented yet. In this episode, Lois now tries to she actually succeeds into putting her story, that her little what is it called, an op-ed or opinion piece, Morgan Edge, and she pretty much displays exactly point by point why this man should not be allowed to invest and take over Smallville, because he's one of these guys, he's one of these billionaires who just comes in, he just buys up everything, he's a virus, he uses up all the resources until it shrivels up. He's like a parasite. Maybe he is parasite, and he leaves once. If it succeeds, hey, great. Everybody made a little money. You made a little money. You're good. But if it doesn't, hey, I made money. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay, guys. You're gonna okay. Enjoy unemployment. Sorry about your house and your legacy and your family. Sorry, but I'm good. I'm good. Everything's working out for me. Okay, good. On to the next one. And that's what she's trying to prevent. So, did you forget, Lois, that he bought the Daily Planet? You can't write that stuff about me. It was all inaccurate. It said stuff like, I'm going to leave when the money dries out. I only did that once. It says I might hurt people. That only happens half the time. So, let's rewrite your whole story. You can't rewrite Lois's stuff. She was going to come out there and react the way she reacted. Now, I love this moment. Morgan Edge's assistant, that Leslie Lar. What is up with the double L names? She reminds me of Mercy. The way she, when Lois came in, gave a little resignation letter, I quit, and walked off like a boss. And then Leslie was like, he gonna crush you. I wouldn't have been surprised if Lois would have throat chopped her real quick. Man, what you gonna do? But then it would have been a good indication of where Leslie's at. I mean, I feel like she's a badass. I feel a Mercy vibe from her. Mr. Captain Luther, and we learned that he's from another Earth where Superman was evil and was destroying the world. The armies were fighting against him, and we learned this because he has I guess a connection with the Sam Lane character, General Lane, and he's like, sir, on my world, you are a hero, and you have seen through the lies of this person. He's like, Superman? Don't call him that. Don't you call him that. That is like the N-word to me. Oh man, he was getting mad. Platoon got wiped out by Superman. He was the only survivor, and General Lane was his general. He said, on my world, you knew his lies and you saw through it. And see, that was the brilliance in this episode. Him planting the seed. See, you got this little setup villain. And I didn't like how the first episode, he looked like he was going toe to toe with me. Well, I mean, I guess he had kryptonite on him. And I know John Campy was like, don't you jabber my Superman. The guy had the kryptonite on him. And maybe it was like, maybe it wasn't covered up in lead. Maybe it was kind of out. And because Superman didn't know it was there, when he got into that fight, that's why he got that choke in episode 1. And he got handled really quick because he had kryptonite on him. I could see that. And then it proves that because by episode 2, when they fought again, we fought the robot of it, fought the suit of it, he handled him easily. There was no kryptonite around, so that suit was nothing. And he played it smart. He didn't fight in the suit this time. He sent it up as a robot, and Superman got there just in the nick of time to to destroy it, but not in enough time to stop that conversation. And we just learned in the season finale of WandaVision, the most powerful weapon could be that talking to. And that's what Captain Luthor did. So this dude is a brother. He's a black dude. Is it Wale Parks, playing Captain Luthor. Is he a Luthor? Or is this Luthor a brilliant brother from another Earth? And this Luthor is instead of a scientist and a billionaire, he becomes a soldier. And I'm assuming still a scientist and still a brilliant person, because he's got this damn artificial intelligence and this AI assisting him or whatever, that and there's like this Jarvis like thing in this suit that it seems, I don't know if he made it or not, but it seems to be able to go toe to toe with Superman. So we're probably gonna get more and more of a flashback, maybe a couple more, 5 more into this season till we learn the full history of it. It would be more interesting to me if it would have dragged out throughout the whole season, and you didn't really figure out what he was or who he is, probably until the season, or this season's finale. But what I predict based on this episode is that Captain Luthor is going to get captured or die, and I don't know if he's going to activate the current Luthor in this world, and that'll be an indication of whether or not they're retconning and disassociating from the Arrowverse or not, is if we see the same Luthor, because we got this black Luthor. I don't know what's going on with this Luthor, but this is a different Luthor. So that's an indication. That'll be an indication of that. But he already planted the seed. I feel like he's going to go away mid-season and then activate Captain Lex. And there's some things that I don't like about that. This is the way I predict it's going to go down. On my world, he's a killer. He wiped out everything and this and that and the other and all that. Yeah. But the problem is we've already experienced multiverses. We've had multiple crossovers. At least I think so, unless they're retconning it and this is a different Superman, a different world, and all that stuff that we saw with Supergirl and the Arrowverse never happened. But let's just pretend like this is the same Superman. We already know of a multiverse and everything. So Sam Lane should not fall for this. But it looks like he is. He's already rubbing on the medallion. You only had one conversation with this dude. You don't know if this dude's telling the truth. And if this dude's words can get to you that easily, you've always had those feelings. But here's the thing. I've had plenty of experience with a little prejudice in my life, you know. I see stories and hear stories all the time about parents who had their son or daughter date outside their race, and then they disown them, don't ever bring that person over here again, and then years later go by, they listen, they like, all right, fine, you don't want to respect me for falling in love with the person I'm with, fine, we're disassociate, you don't ever see us again. Then years later, when you get closer and closer to the end of the road, you feel like it's about your time to come to the crossroads. You don't want to go out like that where you abandoned your daughter or your son and you never met your grandkids. People get a little, they start missing things, because the older we get, then we start realizing that we don't have that much time left, and we need the people that's still in our lives. So what happens? Usually there's a grandkid born, and then that parent that was like, please forgive me, I'm sorry, I want to meet my little grandbabies. Oh, look at their hair, it's so nice, and so, can I touch it? It's nice. Like, no, don't do, no, one step at a time, Grandpa. Come on, one step at a time. Let's ease into this. no jokes from the 50s, okay? But that's what happens. So I would assume that Sam did not like it when he found out that Clark was Superman and all that. Like he said, you married Clark, you fell in love with Clark, but you married Superman. So his problems are your problems. But I mean, the boys have been, it's been what, 15 years and whatnot since the boys have been born. He's had all this time to fall in love with the idea of having him as a son-in-law. You gonna let this dude you never met before just put this seed of doubt back in your mind? Even if you were you would have to really hate Clark, secretly still hate him, and be pretending, and then to have to overlook the fact that you have grandchildren now because of this man. And you're going to listen to Captain Luke. You're going to listen to this one conversation. In my world, you're a hero. You don't trust him. Okay, well, that's your world. Over here, this Clark, this Superman, this Kal-El has obviously gone through different experiences and life choices. Are you telling me that your Superman has done exactly the same things that this Superman has done and still turned evil and still killed all those people? I bet the answer is no. Okay, so that's a different timeline. That is a different world, and that's your world. Blame that Superman. You don't come over here and blame this one. Okay, because he didn't do any of this stuff. You know, if you're smart enough to come to this world, then you're smart enough to know the rules, the mistakes that they're making so far within the writing system. I don't know if you can see that. All right, we got mistakes by Clark and the family. Okay, mistake number one, not teaching John Kent. You got two sons, Clark. You already know how you made your how you made Jordan feel when you thought that John was the golden boy. Oh man, look at how he threw that ball and hit that rope and the rope broke. That was probably an old rope that broke. So what you so excited for? Maybe it was a burst of energy. Maybe. Or maybe it was an old ass rope. That was probably the same damn tire that was when you were there playing that same game. A light breeze probably was gonna drop that tire. Coincidence, Clark. But what did you do? Somehow you managed to make Jordan feel like John was better. So Jordan lashed out. I mean, obviously he was going through all those emotions because his Kryptonian DNA was kicking into his teenage hormones and he just could not handle it. That should have been the indicator that maybe Jordan, either way it goes. Here's the thing. This is what I learned a long time ago. I got 3 kids. You give one kid one thing, a toy or a candy or anything, you activated the other kid. Or kids, you've activated them. That's what about me? I want one too. That's not fair. That's what you're gonna hear all the time. So when Jordan displayed power, so you already making the same mistake. You're like, first mistake, not telling them what. Well, I don't consider that a mistake. Tell a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old that their dad is Superman. They gonna tell. Oh, my dad's a firefighter. Fuck your dad. My dad's Superman. They gonna tell. They can't wait to tell. Especially if they get bullied in school. Oh, wait until I tell my dad. That's the ultimate. Do you know who my dad is? You should have took both boys to the Fortress of Solitude. Having one boy go to school and then the other boy go to the Fortress of Solitude. Whether or not the boy has his powers or not, they're both still half Kryptonian. Why wouldn't you gonna crack open the family history book and be like, well, gather around, children. Let's talk about your great grandfather. Oh man, he had hair look just like yours, Jordan. Look just like yours. What about me, Dad? Shut up, John. You're blonde. You're the only blonde in the house. Go to your room. That's how it looked. And then that's what you were doing to Jordan before. Oh, John, you do that football so good, man. What about me? Shut up, Jordan. You talk too much. You have no skills. If I see you playing with Raiden again, it's gonna be me, you, and Jesus. He's making the same mistakes again. You take both of them. You take them both. Focus shifting on from John to Jordan. Now I pretty much covered that too. First you were all lovey-dovey with John. Then when Jordan displayed powers, then it was like, John who? You're creating a rift between these two boys that's going to rival the Lex Luthor Clark Kent friendship to enemies thing level. It's set up for epic proportionary legendary writing right here. If they do this right and keep it and ease out of that jacuzzi and get back into that cannonball mode for that HBO Max level of writing, this could be epic. That rivalry between the two brothers right here, because you're already not teaching John Kent. That was your first mistake. All right, you paying attention. You're focus shifting. Focus shifting. So what happens if John then displays super speed or something like that, or super hearing or anything? Then you're going to listen to Jor-El like, oh, the other one don't got no real powers. Let's talk about this John character again. All right, John. Okay, Jordan, go to your damn room, play your video games. And now me and John are going to go to the Fortress. No, you should have made a day out. This should be a weekend thing. On a Saturday when they had nothing to do, fly them both up there. For you to take one to school and then the other one to the Fortress of Solitude was ridiculous. That was on a father's level, man. There's not fair. All right. Sam Lane listening to Captain Luther. What you listening to this dude for? This dude blew up. A nuclear thing. Has your son-in-law ever did something like that on purpose? I have to say on purpose because I'm pretty sure that Superman has fallen and they've been punched into something and killed some people. It was an accident. But you gonna listen to this dude? You don't even know him? This dude blew up a nuclear power plant. He's got some good ideas. You don't say Clark Kal-El's an asshole. Tell me more. He's only the father of my grandchildren and married to my daughter. My daughter's happiness does mean something to me, but tell me more. John secretly flirting with Sarah. Oh, you already got a girlfriend. Why? Because the football team picking on you? Here's the mistake that John's making. He found out that he was half Superman and he and his brother was getting picked on. He bought into the whole idea of, well, I'm the most athletic. It's gotta be me. He bought into that. And that's why he got into old boy's face when his brother kissed that girl. Which, by the way, she did kiss him back. So you dating the captain of the football team, the big brother on the block and everything. That's all good and great, but you don't like him. Nobody like him. I don't even think that dude's parents like him. That dude was an ass. I'm sorry. I don't care for that. Jordan seems like a very nice young man. Go ahead, holla at him. Y'all look cute together. Go on and make that happen. But see, then John gets up and gets in that dude's face. Listen to what he said in the first episode. You do not want to get in my face right now because I think I'm half Superman and I probably can destroy you with the flick of the wrist. You acted like one of these bold and entitled people that, that guy in my neighborhood doesn't look like they belong here. I'm gonna go talk to him. Let me pack my gun and everything like that. If you so damn scared, call the police or go or run or walk away. If you so damn scared, no, you armed yourself and then you went into the fight, knowing that you might have an advantage over it. You brought a weapon, and John's weapon was the knowledge that, or the feeling that he was half Superman and probably could take the whole crowd on. But it didn't work out that way, did you? You got your ass kicked, and then you had to get your butt saved again by your brother, who really displayed those powers. And that's where your jealousy started to kick in. You are used to being the center of attention. You are a kind brother and will love to protect Jordan. But now Jordan doesn't need your protection. And in fact, he's proved it by saving your life. And you are slowly resenting him. And you need to talk to your brother. Because sneaking behind and catching feelings for another girl that you know he likes, who is also dating somebody else, she obviously don't like the dude that she with, but she can't make excuses for him because he can be kind sometimes. No, they pretty much drove. Why does the boyfriend always have to be an asshole to make the other guy look good? Why are we still doing that old tired ass plot? Anyway, but that's what's happening. But then they sprinkle in this, no, I'm gonna steal her. So not only are you cheating on your girlfriend in Metropolis, you're also gonna destroy your brother's confidence. Why? Because he got taken to the Fortress of Solitude on a mother effing school day. All comes back to Clark. On a mother effing school day. You took Jordan to the Fortress of Solitude, and now John gonna steal his girl. This all comes back to Clark. I need to get another camera set up on this. All comes back to Clark. So that's all. We all talked about the multiverse thing. We're gonna see whether or not we're retconning Supergirl, the Arrowverse, and everything. We're starting a new verse. Captain Luthor was a soldier. We talked about that, and let's see if this ties into the same evil Superman that was done in that last crossover. Lois joining the Smallville. What was that? The Smallville Quizette or whatever it's called. It was like my editor loves you. I'm the editor. That woman has a crush on Lois, and she's gonna try to kiss her. Lana Lang and her husband. Obviously, her husband is a jerk, and he's gonna slowly show his true colors as time goes by. It's not gonna happen in this season, but it's gonna be some kind of misunderstanding between Clark and Lana, and Lois gonna have to throw some hands. It's gonna happen. We all know it. Remember, you can email us a topic, and maybe that might be one of our main discussions on the weekly digital show. Guys, I appreciate you guys for listening to me. If you like my recap of episode 2, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't become a subscriber already. What the hell are you waiting for, like I always say? And until next time, guys, hey, peace.
If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or we got your mail.